Welcome back to RBD Block Challenge. I'm Cindy Cloward, and today we are working on block number 7. It's called Irish Spring. There's a little bit of an Irish chain in there, and it's designed by Vicki McCarty. This is what it looks like in our solids, and this is what it looks like in our batiks. So let me take you through how to create this block. Again, it's a little bit more of a challenge today, but I'm going to take you through step by step to create this block seamlessly. So we're going to start by downloading the pattern like you've done the first 6 blocks. Now it does tell you to mark your pieces first, and there's only one thing to mark, and it's you're going to grab your A square and just mark that corner to corner. Now this one is so large that it's hard to use the Seam So Easy guide with it, so I do mark it corner to corner, opposite sides. So I'm going to get that marked, put it to the side, and then step number 2 is to take your C long strip and your F long strip, and you are going to strip piece this. This is a strip piece block. Now, if you've got one of these elbows in there, take it to your pressing station and give it a good press. And it's also nice for a temporary adhesive if you don't want a pin. So throw a pin in it if that makes you feel more comfortable, but now we're ready to sew. Now I do a scant 1/4 inch because there's a lot of little pieces in this. I'm sewing at 2.25, and let's get started. All right, let's press this to the dark side. And we're going to make our little 4 patches. Now it's going to be very important to press the seam completely open. I take the nose of my iron and just put it right there on that, my seam right there. Okay, let's bring this back to our cutting station. If your side isn't lined up, you're going to want to make that your first cut. Make sure this is 2.5 inches. And now we're going to cut an 1.5 inch strip. So once that, we're going to do 1.5 inches by 2.5 inches. And I like to strip piece all at once. So I'm going to bring these over here. And it tells you to make this little unit. Make 4 of these. You're going to grab your E. And you're going to, let's see, watch the angle. So this is going to line these up. And make 4 of these units. So we're going to just chain piece, so we're doing it all at once, one after another. Sure they're going the right way. And then since I like to chain piece, save time, I'm going to do my 4 patches as well. So you do your 4 patches opposite, click into place, that nest your seams, and I do put a pin in there, hold it in place. Okay, so let's bring this over here. Okay. You can clip your threads in between. The bee cutter is so handy to do this quickly. Okay, let's take it over to our pressing station. And I'm going to press my 4 patches. So this is important for nesting your seams for later. So they're all going to be pressed. So one of this daisy color, you have both of the seams pressed to the inside. So make sure one of them is like that. So we're going to press to the inside on that, which means one's open there. The other side won't matter as much. So this is your pressing tip. And it's not in the pattern, so when you follow along, I give you my tips of how I assemble these blocks together. I'm not so concerned on these, which way to press, so I'm going to press it. It seems to want to open like that, so which is fine. I'll do these all at once. There we go. So I'm taking this back here, some scraps. So these are, we're gonna set these to this side for now. Now we're gonna do the 8 at a time half square triangle method. So I always like to talk through that because, you know, it's just a genius way to make a lot of half square triangles. So this is my guide. And you're gonna sew a 1/4 inch on each side. Again, I kind of do a scant 1/4 inch and on each side of the line. Okay, let's bring it back here. And now we're gonna cut on our line. Oh, my rotary cut down here. Now you can get your Sue Daily rotating mat, which I really appreciate. And since this is exactly 8.5 inches, this lines up really nicely. Okay, so I'm going to line it up there. And I'm going to do this, one of my dog ears here. So that's lined up there. And you can just rotate it around and do the other angle right here. Just make sure everything's lined up straight. Okay. Get a couple dog ears out of the way. Now you're gonna have this triangle that has stitching on this side and stitching on this side. You're gonna want to cut that in the middle, and so you're gonna get your half square triangle. So you're gonna line it up like this, right in the middle, and lining at the tip, making sure it's centered. We cut that down the middle. And you can see that we have all these half square triangles. Now you can cut your dog ears now or later. I'm just gonna hurry and cut them now. There we go. Flip it over here. Okay, so we have all these others that you do the same thing. Cut in the middle, and then you have all 8 half square triangles, but I am saving a step and skipping ahead because I have some step outs created. So let me take this to the pressing station. So I'm gonna press these both to the dark side. And then bring them back over here, and we're gonna square them up to 2.5 inches. And I just pull it to one corner, so I just have to do 2 sides. You've seen me do this before. And of course you do all 8. All right, let's put this away for a minute, and I'm gonna flip over my pattern. The next thing we're gonna do is create this unit right here. So I've got a couple step outs. Actually, one more. Save us time, so you don't have to watch a super long video, but it is gonna be long enough, right? So we're gonna create this unit like this. So I'm gonna grab my square right here, my half square triangles, and this is how it's going to look. They're all made the same way, and then I'm gonna grab my 4 patch, and now that particular square where they're both pressed to the daisy, we want that in the corner. So in the corner there, that's where I'm telling you to put it. And the other one is up there. And then this particular square, that little unit right there is gonna look like that, and that creates that Irish chain look. So now we have like another little 4 patch. So let's take it to the machine, and you can pin it at the top and bottom if you prefer, but I'm gonna line that up. And then sew down the side. All right, I don't cut between my threads, and I open it back up, make sure everything's in the correct place. And then I'm gonna nest that center seam on both sides. So it nests better if I open it up there, so the teal is away on both sides. And I'm gonna just put a pin in it right there. So you're gonna consistently sew all of these the same way. Okay, let's open it up, and we've got that unit. So repeat that times 4. You've got all of these together. And now the next step is take our G and our D strips. And we're gonna strip piece this. Again, this is 2.5 by 12 inches. And I'm gonna give it a good press. I always like to press my long strips instead of pin them. I think that temporary heat adhesive is a really nice way to strip piece. Again, scant 1/4 inch. Okay, take it back to your pressing station. And for this, I'm gonna press to the yellow side on this one side. If we have to change that in a bit, we will change that. Okay, bring it over here. And now I need to cut 2.5 inches. So it's gonna be 2.5 inches square. So make sure top to bottom is already 2.5 inches. If you have to cut off the side if it's uneven, do that before you start making your cuts. Okay, that's extra. Put this down. Now it's time to start assembling our block. We've got all of our units sewn together. These are my extras. And we have all my stickers. And let's lay out our block. Of course, the H is the center. And you've got all of these units. Kind of go around this. Actually, I need to flip them the other way, don't I? The white goes next to the H. Look at your pattern, and then the B. Oh, and I lied. We need to add that before we start assembling our box. So there you go. One more thing we've got to add. So let's take this to our sewing machine, and we're going to complete these units by adding that B square. I got ahead of myself. Okay, let me cut all these threads. Okay, I'm not going to press them at this point. I'm going to try and nest all my seams. I might need to switch the order of my seams. So let me take it over here. Let's get these units all laid out. And we're making our Irish chain, just like that. Okay. We're going to see how these nest together. For this one, that's going to nest well. It's going that way, so we're going that direction. We'll lay that down there. Just put a pin in it there. And then let's take a look at this. Okay. Those seem to be nesting okay. All right, let's take it to the machine. And we are going to sew down our side, our row, our column, whatever you want to call it. Okay, let's open it up like that. And let's put this over here. I'll nest that there. Nest that there. Put that over there. All right, let's take this over. All right, let's open it up. Oh, it's coming together. We just have two more seams. Okay, that's wanting to go on the inside. So we'll flip that open. So we'll nest that. Lots of pinning on this last two seams. Press that open. Okay, how's that looking? That's looking good. We'll nest that seam there. We'll nest that seam right here. Nest that seam there. So you might have to adjust 1 or 2 seams, but for the most part, those are all nesting. Okay, we'll flip it on the other side. All right, let's go press this block. Here we go, take it. Oh, this one's a beauty. Lots of little pieces coming together, but this is what we want to see as our points. I think I'm going to give it a little spritz. Wow, and your Irish spring block is finished. Let's square it up. Make sure it's the right size. And it's looking pretty good. I have a little bit to trim off here, just a tiny, tiny bit. And on this side, let me take a look. Maybe just ever so slightly, a tiny little bit there. Wow, that block was a challenge. Congratulations if you're working on this and finished this block. Can't wait to see what Vicki McCarty does with her block and her fabrics. But join us next time for block number 8. It's called Bo-Delicious and it's by Karen Walker. You're gonna love that block too. See you next time.